1 to 10. How
Hmm.
high were your anxiety levels before starting our 90 days journey?
Oh, 10. They were
10.
definitely, they were horribly high, awful. It was debilitating,
Yeah.
literally.
How much would you rate your anxiety levels after the 90 days?
Right now, they hover around a 2 and a 3.
For how long have you been dealing with anxiety and trauma and mental health issues in general? For how long?
A long time, Daniela, probably I don't think I've felt this level of peace since I was a kid. I've, done some digging and looked back in my past and realized that there were so many, like, health issues that were probably caused by anxiety and trauma. So, this all goes back to childhood, and I've lived in a state of fight or flight ever since. And when I crossed paths with you on social media, I thought, "This person is speaking to what I need." And so I honestly, and I don't expect everything to happen overnight because 'cause I've lived this way for like 45 years, but honestly, after going through what our sessions, finally I have the tools now to calm down. My logical brain has finally kicked in. Um, I'm really resisting going back to old patterns, and, finally, it's like, this is what I have needed. And it's been worth every session, every bit of our time together, and I cannot thank you enough. I'm just, like, finally, I can start living the life that I want and creating the life that I need and giving myself what I need.
Have you been working with a therapist before?
I did for about a month or 2, but it was more table talk than anything. It was not what I needed. I needed a specific approach with this because I knew that was what my biggest problem was anxiety.
What area of your life do you think have been impacted the most by working together?
Definitely the relationship with myself has been the most impacted. I have never really had a good relationship with myself until now, and I felt like starting to work with you was the first step to improving that relationship, to get the tools and the help and the guidance that I needed in order to deal with the anxiety. I can manage it now, and by continuously choosing me, I think that's been the best way for me to manage it. To get rid of the things in life that were causing me trouble, to get rid of people who did not have my best interest at heart, and that's something I continue to watch out for is I will only be with those people, friendship or relationship, who look out for my best interest.
What do you think is the biggest win you took
The
home?
biggest win was I felt like my eyes had been opened to a lot of things. It lifted a veil that I think I was living through rose-colored glasses, if you know what I mean, for a while. Um, I used to really dismiss a lot of things that really required attention, and now I don't dismiss those things anymore. I look at them and I sit with them, however uncomfortable they may be, um, because like you said, our bodies are these intelligent vessels that tell us things. But I can't sit there and sweep things under the carpet anymore. That's what I've been modeled my whole life by my caregivers. You know, the culture I grew up in glorifies that, avoid pain. Mm, no, there's a saying out there that's so true, that which you resist will persist. And I can't just I can't dismiss that kind of stuff anymore. So thankfully, that the parts of me that used to avoid pain are now finally facing them. Also realize, I'm not my thoughts. I am not those thoughts, and it's okay to have them. It's
Great,
just not okay. It's just
great,
not okay to act on them.
great,
So,
great.
I let them kind of come and go.
I think will benefit from working with me the same way you did.
I think those who live in a state of constant fight or flight need this kind of guidance. And it's, the thing about the traditional therapy model here or the counseling model here, I mean, there are some that are really good, but there are some that really are not so good. And unfortunately, in those worlds, there's a lot of red tape, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
There's a lot of barriers to what they can and can't do. And that's the beauty of coaching is that you can work with somebody across the world, across the pond is what we call it here. Um, and with your background being a clinical psychologist, you got to see how detrimental that was, the clinical psychology, because you were encountering red tape. It's not all up here, it's in the body. You have to take a holistic approach.
Yeah,
And that's the best part about it. But I think somebody who is wanting to work on their anxiety to get them out of fight or flight, but somebody who is okay with the holistic approach, because that is the only way to heal, to help somebody
it
is
really is.
holistic.
It really is.